Today, I thought I'd do something a little different for you guys today with the pictures for the 2026 modular recently revealed and videos from LEGO ambassadors out so we can get our first thoughts on it. I thought I'd at least do my own thoughts on the modular before I order it January 1st. As this past year, I kind of went deep down the rabbit hole again after getting the last 4 that I needed to really finish off my collection. And after watching videos from quite a few different LEGO channels that I watch quite regularly for reviews to get their thoughts on sets, I am kind of split on the overall thoughts, but I can see where people are not too happy with this new one, and I can definitely see the similarities to the boutique hotel and the corner garage and Assembly Square. Now, it's like if they'd done something like this, like if they had basically based the design off the hotel, like maybe 10 to 15 years later, like in the future, that would have been great. But the hotel just retired, and they're basically inverting the design. And so it's like I can see where people are not too happy with this design idea from LEGO. And personally, I think it's okay, but the other thing that at least a couple people were picking up on was there's just way too many colors in some of the recent modulars. Which you look at the Tudor corner, there's a bunch of different colors. In the pub side, and so it's like you just got all that color in there, which really doesn't make it easy to place into the city. But then you jump to 2024, which it's the museum, and you've got just basically all olive green. So then they're basically back to like original modulars with this museum, which I know I placed it relatively low on my list that I did recently, but a lot of that just came down to the color choice that LEGO did for that set. I'm not a big fan of olive green, especially when that's the main color. But overall, the main idea for this new shopping street modular, I like the idea, but I think the execution was not one of LEGO's greatest ideas. I like the idea of using the entrance for like the corner garage and doing that. And so I like that idea a lot, but trying to cram that with the hotel just really feels kind of crammed and probably going to make this a difficult one to place as I've already started moving things around to try to prep for the new modular. And just seeing pictures and everything to try to prep for this new one has definitely shown that in the recent years, Lego really hasn't known what direction the modulars are in, because you've got a bunch of different colors in the Tudor corner. The hotel's got a bunch of different colors and it's got the art gallery off the side. The Tudor corner's got a bunch of colors, and then you got the haberdashery and the clockmaker and the apartment all in the one set. So that's all just kind of a jumbled mess, I would say. And then you've got the museum, which goes back to being a single building, which is one single color basically. So you're basically back to original modular style for like the Grand Emporium and the Fire Brigade and the Town Hall and stuff like that. And so it's like Lego's kind of all over the board with the modulars as of late. And I don't really, like, as a fan, I don't think that's a good direction for the modulars to be. But when you walk down a city street, there's sometimes you got one building and it's one distinct thing inside that building. But then other times you've got one building that takes up most of that structure, but then it's got a little side structure also built into it. Sometimes that's a corner building with that design, and sometimes that's got it straight to it with like the Jazz Club here, where the Jazz Club takes up most of the 32 by 32 base plate, but then you got the pizzeria on the first floor and the tailor shop right above that. So I think overall Lego's doing the best they can to please fans, but overall I also kind of think that they've been trying to please fans a little too much, to the point where they've kind of lost their own track to where the direction of the modulars was meant to go. And so that's just my ideal thinking for the direction and idea for the 2026 modular, and how that's looking at the moment. Will I still plan to get that modular for the city? Definitely, as I'm currently shifting buildings at the moment. in preparation for it. So that's definitely a planned pickup for hopefully January 1st order. So you guys can tell me your thoughts on this video in the comment section below, and just like and subscribe for more, because I will do more in the future.